everybody, Eric again. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Let's read about the Weird Al Yankovic album. Let's read about the album Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic is the debut studio album by the American parody musician Weird Al Yankovic. The album was the first of many produced by former The McCoys guitarist Victor Inger, mostly recorded in March 1982. The album was released by Rock and Roll Records as an LP on a compact cassette in May 1983, consisting of 5 direct parodies and 7 original songs. Weird Al Yankovic parodies pop and rock music of the late 1970s and early 1980s, and satirizes American culture and experiences of the same name, period. Nearly half of the album is made up of parodies based on the works of Tony Passell, The Arrows, Stevie Nicks, The Knack and Queen. Yankovic's trademark instrument, the accordion, is used on all songs featured on the album. Fueled by the underground success of the singles My Bologna and Another One Rides the Bus, the album charted at number 139 on the Billboard 200. Critically, the album received a lukewarm reception, with many reviewers feeling that Yankovic was a throwaway act who would not be able to overcome the stigma of a novelty album record. Retrospective assessments have been slightly more favorable, though have still unfavorably compared it to Yankovic's subsequent work. Production. After hearing Yankovic's parody of the song, I Love Rock and Roll, entitled I Love Rocky Road, songwriter Jake Hooker suggested to guitarist Victor Inger that he would be the perfect producer for the beginning parodist. Despite being a rock musician, Ringer had been raised in a family that enjoyed novelty music, and so he agreed to work with Yankovic, using his music industry prestige. Ringer convinced Cherokee Studios to record an album's worth of Yankovic's songs gratis, to be paid from future sales revenue. In March 1982, Weird Al Yankovic stepped into a professional recording studio for the first time and recorded 9 of the songs for Weird Al Yankovic. The huge irony of my life, it was difficult for me to get signed to a record deal back in the early 80s because all the executives were saying, "Oh, you do that. Novelty music. You're going to have maybe one hit, if you're lucky, and then you will go right to oblivion. You know, nobody'll ever hear from you again." Weird Al Yankovic speaking with Bob Bollinen on All Songs Considered in 2006. After encountering difficulty picking up a record label for the first time album, Jay Levy, a Los Angeles artists manager, provided KIQQ-FM with a copy of I Love Rocky Road, impressing the program director of the Top 40 station. He played it immediately. I Love Rocky Road was one of the most requested songs by the next day. At the same time, Rock and Roll Records president Tad Dowd had been trying to convince parent company Scotti Brothers Records to sign the 22-year-old Yankovic. The positive borough over the KIQQ play test provided Dowd with the leverage needed to convince Scotti Bros to offer a contract for Yankovic's first album. When Ringer learned that the label had made Yankovic an offer, he told the parodist that while the label's contract was not the most lucrative, Scotti Bros had a strong reputation for record promotion, and the release on the label would likely be a hit. Scotti Brothers Records contract planned an April 1983 release date for a 12-track album. I Love Rocky Road and 8 other tracks were already recorded. Another One Rides the Bus would be the original 1980 live recording from the Dr. Demento show, and the last 2 songs, Wiki and Buckingham Blues, would be recorded at Scotti Bros' own studios in Santa Monica, California in February 1983. To promote the album, Levy coordinated a 3-week tour in late summer 1983 across the United States, East Coast, and Midwest for both Yankovic and Dr. Demento. promoted as an evening of dementia with Dr. Demento in person plus Weird Al Yankovic. Demento opened with recorded hits and short comedy films from his show before introducing Yankovic and the band. During their 3 weeks, the tour played in several famous clubs, including the Bottom Line in New York City. The album cover for Weird Al Yankovic was designed by Brazilian artist Rogério. The band chose Rogério because of his Mad Magazine-like drawing style. The cover art especially features individual elements that correspond with each of the album's 12 songs. Composition. Weird Al Yankovic is the only album in Yankovic's discography to use the accordion in every song. In subsequent albums, it is only used where deemed appropriate or wholly inappropriate for comedic effect. Wiki is a parody of Mickey by Tony Bassell, a nod to I Love Lucy, with Yankovic performing as Wiki and Tress MacNeille as Lucy. Yankovic is a play on words discussing a man with a bogey on his finger and his quaternary therein. I Love Rocky Road is a parody of Errol's I Love Rock and Roll, made famous by Joanne Jett. In the song, the narrator expresses feelings about the Taylor ice cream flavor. Buckingham Blues is a blues song satirizing the socialist lifestyle of the Prince and Princess of Wales, Prince Charles and Diana. Originally, the song was going to be a parody of Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp. Worried about spoiling a Jack and Diane movie deal, Mellencamp shot down the parody. Yankovic considered tweaking the Jack and Diane melody to avoid the song being a true parody, but decided against it, and later rewrote it as an original song. Answering a fan in 1998, Yankovic replied that he would not rewrite and re-record the song in light of the death of Diana. He would later perform a parody of Jack and Diane, titled Homer and Marge, for a 2003 episode of The Simpsons called Three Gays of the Condo. Happy Birthday is a style parody of Tony O'Kay, one of Yankovic's favorite artists. The song is a morbidly depressing birthday song detailing ills of the world, including poverty, nuclear holocaust, and eventual solar cataclysm. Only seeing 2 popular birthday songs at the time, Happy Birthday to You by Patty and Mildred J. Hill, and Birthday by the Beatles. Yankovic decided to write his own severely twisted version of one. Stop Draggin' My Car Around is a parody of Stop Draggin' My Heart Around by Stevie Nicks, the lament of an otherwise cool guy forced to repeatedly save his 1964 Plymouth car from impoundment due to illegal parking, shame, and non-payment. My Bologna is a parody of My Sharona by The Knack. The narrator talks about his obsession with bologna sausage. This is a re-recording of the song. The original Capitol Records single version will not appear on the Weird Al album until the 1994 box set, Permanent Record, L in the Box. The Checks in the Mail parodies single version were not. The Checks in the Mail parodies business-related fabrications, exempling avoidance, litigation, and the Taylor payment delay. Another One Bites the Bus is a parody of Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. The narrator laments about a crowded public bus. This is the original 1980 recording from the Dr. Demento show. I Will Be Mellow When I'm Dead is a rejection of the stereotypical attitudes and treatments of the hippie yuppie lifestyles. Such a Groovy Guy parodies Nukism, especially noting fashion, demeanor, dominance and submission, and relationship breakup. Yankovic wrote the song for a woman who was dating in homage of her previous boyfriend, who upon the breakup asked her, "I'm such a groovy guy, what would Lou break up with me?" Out of concern, the individual may not be aware of his status. Yankovic does not identify him. Mr. Frump in the Iron Lung is an audience favorite from Yankovic's days, playing in coffee houses at Colpoli. The song describes the rather lopsided relationship between the narrator and the eponymous Mr. Frump in his Iron Lung, until the latter's death. The sound of the iron lung, as an accordion's air release valve. It's still Billy, Joe to me. Yankovic's 1980 parody of Billy Joe's It's Still Rock and Roll to Me was originally planned for this album. Worry of the song being considered dated 3 years later, and doubtful that Joe would give his blessing. The band never bothered to ask. Yoda, Yankovic's parody of the Kinks' song Lola, was written in 1980 during the initial theater run of The Empire Strikes Back and was a huge hit on the Dr. Demento show. However, the complexities of receiving permission from filmmaker George Lucas and the Kinks publishers delayed its release until 1985. Promotion and tour. To promote the album, the songs Wiki and I Love Rocky Road were released as singles with accompanying music videos. Yankovic embarked on his first official concert tour, officially named An Evening of Dementia with Dr. Demento in person plus Weird Al Yankovic, which began at the Bottom Line in New York City on May 21st, 1983, and ended June 10th, 1983, at Mickey's in Milwaukee. An Evening of Dementia with Dr. Demento in person plus Weird Al Yankovic. List of 1983 concerts. Date, city, country, venue. May 21st, May 22nd, May 24th, May 26th, May 28th, May 31st, June 1st, June 3rd, June 8th, June 9th, June 10th, New York City, Roseland, New Haven, Boston, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Toronto, Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee, United States, Canada, United States, The Bottom Line, My Father's Place, Toad's Place, Jonathan Swift's Lost Horizon, Red Creek, Transformador, Al Macambo, Agora Ballroom, Park West, Mickey's. Critical reception. Eugene Chadbourne, reviewer for AllMusic, felt that while Weird Al Yankovic was a detailed harbinger of parody to come, the album does not hold up well on its own. Chadbourne extolled most of the parodies on Another One Rides the Bus, My Bologna, I Love Rocky Road, for their comedic value of contrast with their originals. However, also according to Chadbourne, Wiki lacks the comedic connection Yankovic cultivates in later albums, and the original songs may not seem like they were written in 10 minutes, but the ideas behind them don't seem to involve that much contemplation. They're like little bits of puff, whose impact on the flow of an album side is more like ballast. Introducing Yankovic as the guest DJ for All Songs Considered on National Public Radio in 2006, host Bob Boilen opinion that upon his debut, Yankovic seemed the epitome of a throwaway novelty act. Reviewing Yankovic in 2008, Brian Waftery of Wired magazine wrote that Wiki introduced the world in an accordion-playing spaz with a cough like Rick James and a voice like an urgent goose. Waftery noted that in 1983, Yankovic was considered a fade of the time, like parachute pants, in contrast, and thoroughly disposable. Musical databasing and review websites, AllMusic, and Artist Direct rated Well Without Yankovic 3.5 out of 5 stars. Track listing. Side 1. Number, title, writers, parody of, length. 1. Wiki. Mike Chapman, Nicky Chang, Weird Al Yankovic, Mickey by Tony Bassell, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. 2. Got a Bogey, Yankovic, original, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. 3. I Love Rocky Road, Alan Murrell, Jack Hooker, Yankovic, I Love Rock and Roll by Joanne Jett and the Blackhearts, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. 4. Buckingham Blues, Yankovic, original, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. 5. Happy Birthday, Yankovic, style parody of Tony O.K., 2 minutes and 28 seconds. 6. Stop Dragging My Car Around, Tom Petty, Mike Campbell, Yankovic, Stop Dragging My Heart Around by Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, 3 minutes and 16 seconds. 2 sides, side 2. Number, title, Fighters. Parity of length. 7. My Bologna. Doug Feiger. Burton Everer. Lankovic. My Sharona by the neck. 2 minutes and 1 second. 8. The Czechs in the Mall. Lankovic. Original. 3 minutes and 13 seconds. 9. Another One Bites the Buzz. John Deacon. Lankovic. Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 10. I Will Be Mellow When I'm Dead. Lankovic. Original. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. 11. Such a Groovy Guy. Lankovic. Original. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. 12. Mr. Frump and the Iron Lung. Lankovic. Original. 1 minute and 54 seconds. Total length. 32 minutes and 59 seconds. Personnel. Credits adapted from LP liner notes, except where noted. Musicians. Weird Al Yankovic. Accordion. Lead vocals. Backing vocals. Rick Ringer. Guitars. Backing vocals. Steve J. Bass guitar. Backing vocals. John Bermuda Schwartz. Drums. Percussion. Backing vocals. Richard Bennett. Banjo. Ukulele. Guitar solo on I Will Be Mellow When I'm Dead. Additional guitar. William K. Anderson. Saxophone. Harmonica. Joe Miller. Bongos. Musical Mike Kiefer. Musical hands. Dorothy Remsen. Harp. Tris McNeil. Voice of Lucy on Wiki. Don Smithy. Female backing vocals. Zadie Cole. Female backing vocals. Joanne Manners. Female backing vocals. Jay Levy. Male backing vocals. Damascus. Dan Halong. Male backing vocals. Jake. Jake Hooker. Male backing vocals. The Doctor. Dr. Demento. Male backing vocals. Technical. Rick Ringer. Producer. Tony Papa. Engineer. Tracks 1-4. Peter Kelsey. Engineer. Tracks 2-3. 5-12. Ted Jensen. Mastering. Charts and certifications. Charts. Chart 1984. Peak position. US Billboard 200. 139. Certifications. Country. Certification. Sales thresholds. The United States. Gold. Singles. Year. Song. Peak position. US 100. 1991. Another One Bites the Buzz. 104. 1983. Wiki. 63. 1983. I Love Walkie Road. 106. Bye for now.